Have you ever watched a rushing river? It looks like pure chaos. It bubbles, eddies, speeds up, and slows down in completely unexpected ways. To the naked eye, it is totally unpredictable. But to a physicist or a mathematician, that rushing water presents a highly predictable, readable map. They read that map using a language called vector calculus. That name sounds incredibly intimidating, but really it is a mathematical framework designed to describe how nature physically moves. You don't need to memorize advanced equations to decode all this fluid chaos. You really only need to understand three simple physical ideas: gradient, divergence, and curl. Before we can read the river, we have to understand how mathematicians measure the physical world. They essentially use two different concepts: amounts and arrows. Look at this river map. Colors show the temperature, blue for cold and red for hot. This pure amount is a scalar. Watch as temperatures fade and arrows appear. This vector tells us two things: how fast water moves and its exact direction. Knowing when you're looking at a pure amount, like temperature, versus a directional flow, like a current, is the first step in reading these complex natural systems. Let's look at our first mathematical tool, the gradient. To see how it works, we are going to bring back our scalar amounts, the temperature of the river. This topographical map shows those temperatures as hills and valleys. If you are standing in a deep blue, cold spot, the gradient acts like a compass. It always points in the exact direction where the water temperature increases the fastest, straight up toward that red peak. That is the core rule of this tool. A gradient takes a simple amount, like temperature, and automatically generates an arrow pointing to the highest value. Looking at these physics notes, you can see this is exactly how it is taught in the classroom. The text clearly states you can only take the gradient of a scalar, and the result is always a vector quantity. So whenever you hear the word gradient, you don't need to panic about the math. Just think about climbing the steepest slope. Now let's forget about temperature completely. I want you to only look at the vectors, the arrows mapping out the physical flow of the river. Imagine an underwater spring bubbling up from the riverbed. This graphic shows how we map that action. From that center point, the water pushes outward in a 360-degree spread, with the arrows growing larger near the source. This spread is what we call divergence. When things spread out like this spring, we call it positive divergence, or a source. If the water was being pulled inward, perhaps by a hidden drain on the riverbed, we would call that negative divergence, or a sink. These formal equations measure that exact spread. If the math shows zero divergence, it tells us the flow is constant, neither expanding nor compressing as it moves through a space. In plain English, if a river flows steadily straight down a channel without bunching up or thinning out, its divergence is zero. Divergence is simply the mathematical tool for finding exactly where stuff is being created or destroyed in a given space. Our final tool is curl. How exactly does a mathematician measure the twisting and rotation happening inside the river's flow? The easiest way to visualize it is with a physical test. Imagine dropping a tiny, rigid leaf onto the surface of the moving water. If that leaf floats perfectly straight down the river without turning, the curl is zero. But if the local currents push unevenly against the edges of the leaf, causing it to spin in place while it floats, you have curl. We see this floating leaf analogy directly mirrored in the academic definition. These notes show curl defined precisely as how much a vector rotates about a specific point in space. Curl allows us to pinpoint exactly where the water stops flowing straight and begins to swirl into a whirlpool or an eddy. While we've been looking at a river, these three tools can describe almost anything that flows or changes across space. Take a look at this weather map. Meteorologists use divergence to track high-pressure winds spreading across a continent, and they use curl to predict when those winds will start to rotate and form a hurricane. Whether you are studying the aerodynamics of air flowing over an airplane wing, blood pumping through a human heart, or magnetic fields surrounding the Earth, the math is exactly the same. So let's strip away the intimidating terminology one last time. Gradient is climbing, divergence is spreading, and curl is swirling. These three concepts provide the physical intuition needed to look at a complex equation and see the actual motion it represents. With them, you can begin to see the logic behind how the world moves.